Hello guys, welcome to Study IQ. I'm Safir. In this session, we're going to talk about the 5-year plans. Okay, so guys, it will be two sessions. So in the first session, I'll talk about the first three plans, and also I'll discuss the order first, and then I'll talk about the first three plans. And in the next session, we will complete the planning, or maximum we will take 3 sessions. And guys, very important for your prelims. Though planning and all is abandoned now, planning is there, but the 5-year plan is not there. But still, they can ask you questions in prelims. Very important, and it's very easy also. Okay, so I'll try to make it very simple for you. Just attend this session, you will understand how we will simplify it. So I'll just talk about the plans first. So the first plan, okay, now just remember guys, like this first, and then you have the second plan, and then you have the third plan. So the first plan is from 1951 to 56, and then it is 5-year plan, right? Then 56 to 61, and then 61 to 66. Now what you need to remember is plan 1, plan 2, plan 3. 3 plans and then 3-year gap. So 3 plans, after that, there is a gap of 3 years. And this is like what you call as plan holiday. Guys, it doesn't mean that no plans at this time. The medium term plan, that the 5-year plan was not there, but there were annual plans. Now, what is the reason? People talk about war, but war is a minor reason. The main reason was actually famine, and there was acute shortage of food at this point of time. So we were facing the food crisis, and that specific problem need to be addressed. So rather than 5-year plan, we were more focused on that specific problem, and we went for annual plans. So during this annual plan holiday, we had 3 annual plans. For what? To ensure food security. And during this time, US also stopped sending us food packets that they used to do under PL 480, Public License 480 scheme, and they wanted to support their policies. But we had a tilt towards USSR, so we didn't do that. And that's in that context, we gave a call for Green Revolution to ensure food security, and we have implemented Green Revolution, and everything is a different story. So the point is, 3 plans, 3-year gap, plan holiday. That doesn't mean that planning stopped. These are annual plans based on specific focus on food security. War is not the main reason for plan holiday. Okay, some of you might have this confusion. Some of the teachers also teach in that way. War is going on, so that is the reason why plan holiday. No, the problem, real problem is famine, acute shortage of food. That is the main problem. Okay, so 3 plans, 3 gaps, 3 years. Okay, and then it will be continued from 4th plan. So 4th plan is from 69, 66, 67, 68, then 69 to 74. And then 5th plan, 74 to 79. So I hope this much is easy to remember. Now the Janata Party came to power. They have abandoned the 5-year plan. They terminated the 5-year plan, and they went for like a rolling plan. Every year it will be reviewed. That's what. So now what you will see is, now there is no 6th plan, 7th plan, or anything like this during Janata Party time. So instead, they came to power in 78, right? So this plan is supposed to be till 79, but Janata Party came to power in 78. Yeah, and then they started rolling plan. So the rolling plan means every year the plan keep on changing. Like they make a plan for 5 years, like 78 to 83, and then 79 to 84, it will be changed, and then 80 to 85, like this. So we can't give exact numbers. And then in 1980, Congress came back to power. So when Congress came back to power, the planning, as usual, resumed the 5-year plan. So where we stopped is actually at the 5th plan. So first 3 plans, 3-year gap, then 2 plans, 2 gaps. That is not plan holiday or anything. That is rolling plan. Here it was plan holiday or annual plan. Here it is rolling plan. Now when the Congress came back to power, now we will start with the 6th plan. That will be from 80 to 85. So Congress came in power 80. So 80 to 85. Then 7th plan will be from 85 to 90. So 3 plans, 3-year gap, 2 plans, 2 gap, further 2 plans, now going to be 2 gaps. Why this 2 gap? This is due to, like here, guys, I'm just writing it food crisis. If you feel like it is war, no, for me, the primary reason is food crisis. And that is what we were trying to solve through plan holiday. If you want to, I can just mention about war, just don't come with that, blame that it is related to war and all. But for me, this is not the most important reason. For the namesake, I'll just write it because I've seen some of you might have read something somewhere and then come and blame and talk these things. Okay, so whatever it is. So this is related to BOP crisis. So here also, as we discussed here, there is plan holiday. So plan holiday means what? It is not no plan. It is a 5-year plan, or the medium plan is abandoned. Instead, there is a specific problem. So we need to address that specific issue. So the specific issue here is the BOP crisis, and we need to address that. So that 2-year, we have plan holiday, or we have 2 annual plan. Now it is easy to remember, right? From here onwards till 2017, it is in the order. So guys, I'll repeat once again, 3 plans, 3 gap. And that is plan holiday due to food crisis. And we have addressed a specific issue through annual plans. Then 2 plans, 2 gap. Here gap is because of rolling plan when BJP, Janata Party came to power. And then again, when Congress came back to power, it continued, resumed. And then again, 2 plans, 2 gap. This 2 gap is due to BOP crisis. And here we have again plan holiday. Plan holiday means there will be annual plans focusing on that specific issue. After this, 8th, 9, 10, 11, 12. That is in the order. I don't think I need to write the year. Like 92, it will be resumed, right? 92 to 97, 97 to 2002, 2002 to 7, 7 to 12, and 12 to 17. So this is all about the planning. Now what we need to do, we need to review each of these 5-year plans. They can ask you the objective of first plan, second plan, the growth achieved in this plan, the lowest growth in which among the following plan. Like this, they can ask you questions. So you should be very well aware. And guys, this session is enough. You don't want to read anything for this. Whatever is required for exam, trust me, I'm trying to cover it. Okay, so if you're taking down the notes, this is going to be perfectly fine. And absolutely, there is no need to, this is for sure. Okay, so let's go for the review of plans. So let's start with the first plan. So first plan from 1951 to 56. What is the focus here? Focus was on agriculture and community development. Agriculture and community development, irrigation, etc. Which model? Harrod-Domer model. So it is related to investment. Investment is considered more important. Okay. So if you see, growth is actually equal to, we have discussed all these before, Harrod-Domer model, and growth is actually equal to investment divided by I-core, incremental capital output ratio, I-core. So investment by I-core. What is I-core? Capital output ratio. So on top, capital output. So if this ratio is higher, what does that mean? More capital is required. That is not good. Okay, so I-core value less is what is actually expected. So this is what related to growth, and this was actually asked as a question before. And what was the target of economic growth? Target was around 2.1%, and we have achieved the target. So why, do you think this is actually less? It is not actually less. In fact, if you see the last 100 years, there was not even 1%. So that is why at that point of time, this also was not even realistic. You should be keeping around 1.5 or something like that. Because if you see the last 100 years during British time, from 1757 or 1857 onwards, that is not even 1%. So 1.5 itself was slightly aggressive and higher level. So 2.1 is very high. We are not realistic, but we were able to achieve 3.6%. So actual growth achieved is 3.6 thanks to rain gods and all. Agriculture was doing great. So that's why we got this growth. Okay, So let's talk about the second 5-year plan. That is from 56 to 61. So this is a most important plan. Why? Because it is related to industrialization and focus is on industries. So guys, if you remember when I talked about 1813 Charter Act before, I've told that 1813 Charter Act is actually the reason why industries are not doing in India. So that led to deindustrialization. Even now, why we don't have a very good industrial growth or we don't have a vibrant industrial growth, the reason is actually starting from there. So the monopoly of East India Company ended and more companies coming and that they pump their product and Indian artisans suffered. There was no further scope of development of Indian industry, though during Swadeshi movement, some scope was there, but that was not enough. The damages which has been done already, you cannot do much on that. Whatever it is, the focus was on heavy industries. Okay, so guys, there are two types like capital good industry and then like iron, etc. And then there are basic industries also. So it laid the basic foundation of economic policy till 1991. So various economic policies we are supposed to discuss. In fact, I have already done the discussion in the other Study IQ channel. In case if I'm not able to get time to discuss here, you can watch the other channel and you can actually cover it. And which model is it? This is Professor PC Mahalanobis model. Okay, so PC Mahalanobis model. So focus is again investment allocation model. Guys, this is also following a two-sector model. Now, what is this two-sector model? There is a four-sector model and there is a two-sector model. So I'll explain both of these. Two-sector model means like one side, if you see consumer goods, and this can be a separate prelims question also. On the other side, if you see capital goods. Okay, now if you see consumer good, the productivity is very high. Why productivity is very high? Because the investment is actually very less. So I-core is very low here because you will be investing very less and output is high. So capital will be less, output is high. Capital to output ratio will be low and low I-core is better. That shows efficiency. This, guys, remember this I-core incremental capital output ratio. Just remember this point. This itself can be a prelims question. Higher the I-core means not efficient. Lower the I-core means efficient. I-core actually telling you whether the firm is efficient or not. Higher I-core means what? You see, you have a capital to output. Higher I-core means you need more capital to produce some output. Lower I-core means you need less capital to produce the output. So less capital, more output, that is more efficient firm. So lower I-core value. I-core means incremental capital output ratio. Okay. So just remember that I-core low is better. Less better. It is efficient. I-core high is not good. It is less efficient. So I-core will tell you the efficiency of the firms. So now what is output? Output is related to productivity plus labor. There is formula like Y equal to KPK plus LPL and all that you don't want to know. Actually, they will not be asking you. Now, if you see here, let me talk about this consumer good case. So how will it perform? It will be faster growth, right? It will grow like this. If you take time here and if you take growth on this side, it will give you growth faster, consumer good. Right? It is giving you short term. In fact, it is good for short term. But long term, which one is better? Though, if you take capital good, it will, guys, we have to discuss 3 plans in 30 minutes. That's why I'm going a little faster. In case if you find any problem, you have the option to, reduce the speed and you can watch. If you feel like this is slow, then you can have the option to increase the speed and watch. So everything is there. So it's up to you. I know I'm going a bit faster if you're a fresher. Otherwise, if you know this concept, then it is okay. So this will look like this. Capital. Initially, it will start slow. Then it will go like, exponential. Why? Because the output of this is actually used again to create more output. That is what actually the advantage of capital goods. But in case of consumer, output will be consumed at the end of it. So that is why short-term consumer good is better. Long-term capital is better because you get the output, that will be used further to make further output. So this is going to be good in long term, because here the output is directly consumed and end of it. Here the output become input again, and that input again will produce it. The previous input also keep on producing, the new input also will keep on producing. So the growth will be accumulated, and at a point of time it will move exponentially higher. What is four sector model on the other hand? Just for your knowledge purpose, along with consumer good, capital good, there will be services, and there will be agriculture and small scale industries. Guys, why we are giving a lot of focus on industry? Why not agriculture? If you look into the first agriculture, second plan industry. Why? Because more job creation. Agriculture, land is same. It is not going to increase. And we have a problem of productivity already, and already disguised unemployment. That means land, there are supposed to be 5 people who can work in this, already 10 people are working. So you can take these two, already this is a situation, disguised unemployment, it cannot provide employment to more people again. And already productivity is high because of productivity is very low because of the situation. We can take out these people. So agriculture also will do well, industry also will do well. So more job creation. That is why we are giving more focus on industry. Secondly, if industries are doing good, it will accelerate the growth and it will have a future potential also. Okay, so I hope. And also services cannot develop without industry. Industry is must for the development of service also. Okay, so, and guys, again, industries are considered essential for the purpose of development. If you look into the developed countries, all are industrialized countries. Those countries which got industrialized first, they became the developed countries. So it has been assumed, or this is a presumption, that if you want to be a developed country, you need to be an industrialized country. So industries are going to bring development through job creation, through trickle down, or whatever way you take it. Okay, that's why we are giving focus on this. Other things, achievements. Yeah, okay. So if you look into the achievements of this plan, in this plan, there was a diversified industrial structure after this. So industry started growing and a lot of PSUs, there is a vibrant growth in PSU and created condition for high growth. So later we are going for LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization. This actually created conditions for that. So that is actually the achievement. But if you look into the failure, so we need to discuss the other side also. It led to high inflation. Okay, why it led to high inflation is because there is a gap between demand and supply. So gap between demand and supply. So there is a demand pull inflation at the same time, supply side inflation also. So we will be discussing these things in the chapter on inflation. And then there is a shortage on Forex. So this is a very wide shortage on Forex. Guys, you're going for industrialization and heavy industries. And for that, you need heavy machines. Do we have that? So we need to import machinery. Okay, so we don't have technology, we don't have machinery. So when you are importing, you have to pay dollar, right? So that led to deterioration of Forex. So because we don't have that technology, we have to take it from others. There is no other option, and for that we have to pay. So this led to decrease in Forex. And one more important problem is we focused on industries, but we totally ignored agriculture. What happened then? After the third plan, we had to give specific focus on agriculture. So when we ignored agriculture, that led to food shortage and that created famine in the coming sessions. So we had to pay huge price for the ignorance of agriculture during this time. And that's when we went for 3 annual plans, giving specific focus on agriculture. And we went for green revolution to ensure food safety or food security. So this is again something which you can, guys, if you need to write these, you need to have that good perspective and knowledge, because these things people cannot write just like that. The way I explain, if you can explain in that paper, it is going to be really good. So what was the target here? It is around 4.5 because see, last year target was last term 2.1 and we got around 3.6. So we need to keep it slightly higher. So 4.5 and almost achieved 4.3 you achieved. So And inflation also increased. That anyway I've told you in the failure case. So because growth is there, automatically inflation will be there. So guys, I hope this is very clear. This was the target and this is the actual. Now here is where they have based and they have talked about, actually this was based on trickle down approach. So what is trickle down? You throw something to top, it will come down automatically. So you develop industries, everything will develop further. The country will develop, more tax will come. You can invest that on education, social sector, health, and every others. And you can, you initially, inequality may increase, but later it will trickle down and you will create more employment opportunities. So inequality will reduce, poverty will reduce. So this is the assumption which is based on trickle down. But it will take time. If trickle down have to work, it will take time. If you see all the countries where trickle down have worked, it have taken time. It is not possible that overnight it is going to trickle down to the poor and you will get employment and poverty will be over and everything. That's not the case. Okay, so let's go with the third plan. We're going faster, I know that, but I have no option, guys. Just 1 minute. Third plan, 61 to 66. So the focus here, first agriculture, then industry. Here, self-reliance on food grains. So we understood that we have ignored agriculture. So self-reliance on food grains, right? So you know that relation with US is deteriorating. Otherwise, we used to get wheat from them under public license 480 scheme. But now there is a shortage of food, and we have ignored agriculture in the last 5-year plan. So we need to focus on this. So it was in fact, it is in consonance with the second plan only. There is no contradiction actually. Why? Because if you produce food, you can use to import the machines, right? See, now you are producing food. You can stop importing food. You can save forex. Use the same forex to import machines. So if you are able to ensure food security by our own without importing, save the forex, use the forex for machinery so that you can develop industry also. So these are, both complementary, mutually supportive, in fact, not contradictory. So second plan, it is focus on industry. When I say third plan, focus is on this, it is not contradicting. It is going to support. Okay, we want to stop import of food grain so that we can save forex also. We can also save dependence on others, at least in this very important aspect that is related to food. We can't take chances related to food security of our people, right? So there were agriculture development programs, and there are 2 wars during this time, 62 with China and 65 with Pakistan. More than that, 3 years of drought, the famine, that was devastating. That led to acute shortage of food. What is drought? What is famine? Famine means acute shortage of food due to natural reason or man-made reason. So whatever it is, so people were dying, but US threat was there. They are compelling us to follow their policy. But as I've told you, there is a shift, there is a tilt. During that time, we had a tilt. See, we were a mixed economy. We had a tilt towards socialism. So we had a tilt towards USSR at any point of time there. Okay, so target was more than 4%, and we achieved 2.8%. So achievement was actually very less. And this is the least growth achieved in any 5-year plan. Very important. First 5-year plan is important because target and we got the major growth. And since it is first, it is important. Third is important because of this reason. In any 5-year plan, this is the least growth we achieve. What is the reason? Reason is drought or famine. First plan, why it was so high? Monsoon. Here, why it is so low? Drought. Okay, so then comes plan holiday, then going for green revolution and everything. So we are done with 3 plans. Now 3 plan holidays, 3 years. Okay, so annual plans focusing on agriculture, focusing on food safety, green revolution, and everything. So guys, we'll stop here and we'll continue the session. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up and comment below if you have any doubts. See you in the next session. Thank you. Subscribe the channel also, please.